ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, so we had some news the other day, which I did a video about, possibility of the Saudi Arabia investment fund buying WWE. Well, we found out that was just not 100%. Now I see some rumors out there that Tony Khan and Shaka Khan, his dad, are wanting to possibly buy WWE and merge the two companies. That would be the ultimate thing to me if AEW did that. Because if you think back, Vince went out and took over his dad's company, or started wrestling in 79, 80. Created WWF, and then bought his dad's company and literally put the territories out of business. Guys his dad had done business with for years, he literally just cut them off at the legs and basically took their business and bought a lot of them out and put a lot of them out of business to take over everything. And then he creates the empire we know as WWE. He had two competitions back in the 90s, ECW and WCW. Due to different reasons, he ended up buying them both. Basically bought his competition. And then he comes out, or when WWE AEW starts, they put the DX in the Hall of Fame, and Tripp himself on Hall of Fame made a comment to Billy Gunn. He's talking about firing people, Vince firing people, and Billy Gunn's like, you can't fire me, and Tripp's comment was, yeah, he could buy that piss-ass company just to fire you. Would that not be the ultimate thing, is the biggest competition he's had in 20 years, be the one that buys WWE? Oh my god, it'd be awesome. Will it happen? Who knows? But would it be kind of cool to dream? So what I have done is kind of put together, not really a roster or anything, but kind of what pay-per-views could look like and what the shows could look like in titles. Alright, so for titles, starting the men's division, we have the world title, of course. We have the Intercontinental title. We have the U.S. title. That U.S. title's got to be there. The fact that it was there, WCW, then WWE, it's got to be there for the new company if we do this. And then the TNT title, kind of a TV title, TNT title. The tag titles, got to have men's tag titles. I say bring the European title back, or the All-Atlantic title, kind of merge those kind of two titles together, and then a trios title. So yes, you have 7 men's titles, but you would have 3 shows. So you have Monday Night Raw, Wednesday Night Dynamite, and Friday Night SmackDown. So the world title, the tag titles, trios titles would go between all 3 shows. You have the IC title set for Monday, basically, the TNT title on Wednesday on Dynamite, and then the US title on Friday SmackDown. So you have part of your roster that's going to go after those titles in each show. You have your world title and everything that travels between the shows. You don't have to have your world champion on every show every week. And then on the women's side, you have a women's title, a women's US title, a women's TV title like the TBS title, and then a women's tag title. So you have 4 women's titles. Well, you have 3 shows. Plus, what you would do is with Ring of Honor and NXT, those are going to be you combine those as your developmental. So on Tuesdays, where NXT is, you have your developmental show, Ring of Honor, NXT, whatever you want to call it. You'd have a world title, the North American title, the Pure title, tag titles and trios titles. You have a women's title and women tag titles. This is on developmental. That's on Tuesday nights. Now you take what Rampage is now on Friday, you move that to Thursday, and then you do an all-women's show. So you have Monday Night Raw, Wednesday Night Dynamite, Friday Night SmackDown. On Tuesdays you have your developmental NXT Ring of Honor, whatever you want to call it. Then on Thursday you have, which is what Rampage is now on Fridays, you have that be your all-women's show. As for Dark and Dark Elevation, I mean, if you want to keep those as kind of your developmental kind of thing, kind of if you want to bring indie guys in to give them a chance, you know, kind of like Dark is now. Like when we went to Seattle for Dark and Dark Elevation, there's a lot of the guys from Defy Wrestling on there. Do that with Dark. Invite people in that are in the indies to give them, yes, on YouTube, but give them a chance against different competition. As for pay-per-views, so you have 1 pay-per-view a month, 12 pay-per-views a year. So what I've done is I've taken the big ones from WWE, the big ones from WCW, the big ones from AEW, and combined them. As for the NXT Ring of Honor, the developmental company, I have 12 pay-per-views, or 12 shows for them as well. I combined Ring of Honor, NXT, and WCW. So for our developmental, their monthly show, obviously they wouldn't be pay-per-views because they would be on either Peacock or their own streaming service, whatever we decide. So January is Wrestle War, and you would hold these the day before the big show. So say the company's called AEW, WWE, or whatever it's called. You have your 12 monthly shows. They're on Sundays. On Saturday, you hold this show, your developmental show, and or do it Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. So January, Wrestle War. February, Super Brawl. March, Spring Stampede. April, Supercard of Honor. May, Vengeance Day. June, Best in the World. July, Great American Bash. August, Summerfest. September, Death Before Dishonor. Oh, October, I didn't write down one for October, but October could be, in your house, whatever, You could call these Takeover in Your House, Wrestle War, or whatever you want to call them. And then in November, you'd have War Games. And then in December, you'd have Final Battle. That's your developmental. For the main card, the main company, you have January's Royal Rumble. Revolution in February. No Way Out in March. April, the first weekend in April, is going to be WrestleMania weekend. Regardless if it's the 1st, the 7th, or whatever. That first Sunday in April is WrestleMania. But here's the caveat to these big shows. One day show, we don't need 2-day WrestleMania. 4 hours. The regular shows are 3 hours. In May is Double or Nothing. In June, we have King of the Ring / King of the Ring. So you would have the tournaments during the week, have the semifinals and finals for both King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring on the weekend, on the Sunday. If you win King and Queen of the Ring, you get an automatic title shot at SummerSlam. Just like if you win the Rumble, you get your title shot at Mania. You win King of the Ring, you get your title shot at SummerSlam. In July, you have Bash at the Beach. In August, you have SummerSlam. September, All Out. October, Halloween Havoc. November, you have Survivor Series. And in December, you have Starrcade. So, if we have WWE and AEW, the cons buy WWE and merge the two companies, those are your 12 pay-per-views. You have 12 developmental shows. You have combined the titles as well. Now, can this happen? Dream matches. We all know dream matches could happen. I'd love to hear, anybody who watches this video, please comment below one dream match of somebody in WWE, somebody in AEW that you want to see. Who? Kenny Omega, Roman Reigns. How would that sound? And that's the thing, though. With AEW, they have a relationship currently with New Japan. They currently have a relationship with AAA. They currently have, all this stuff they've already done. Could you imagine Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay at WrestleMania? Could you imagine a wrestler going to Wrestle Kingdom, Royal Rumble, and then WrestleMania in the same year? And maybe Triple Mania? That could possibly happen. Wrestle Kingdom, WrestleMania, and Triple Mania in the same year, because AEW has a relationship with AAA, they have a relationship with New Japan, and they bought WrestleMania. Alright, so Fantasy World here, this is what would happen. Now, if this actually does happen, or there's more talks or whatever, I might put out a dream match show. But those are my thoughts on titles and pay-per-views for the AEW / WWE. Check out the logo. I found it online. I love it. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.